Hello, hi, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Adele, and you can find me as Hooked on Arts on all the socials. That's Instagram, Facebook, Ravelry, and Threads, although I am most active on Instagram. I decided to take a little bit of a break from podcasting in September because life was just hectic, but I'm back in full swing with some exciting news. I've got 3 FOs to share with you today. One half finished objects and some new whips. I frogged a ton of whips and I started a bunch of new whips and a new read as well. So I hope that you have something to cozy up with whilst I delve into it. The first FO that I want to show you is one that I finished in the middle of September, just in time for that cold spell that we experienced up here in Gauteng. Well, I think the entire South Africa went through that, but this was just like perfect timing. And it is Dion's Real Easy Raglan. There is a stitch marker in the back so that I know what the back is and what the front is. But she's done! Shall I say he's done? I'll put some pictures over here of him actually wearing it, and he loves it, and so do I. I've spoken at length about this one, so I just quickly want to touch on the details. It is the Real Easy Raglan, which is a basic raglan pattern by Emily Bolden, also known as the Maker Store on Instagram and Ravelry. And yeah, it features a 1x1 ribbed collar, some short row shaping, the raglan shaping, 1x1 cuffs for the sleeve, and 1x1 a ribbing for the hemline as well. I made this in the Rowan felted tweed, which is just the most luxurious yarn once it has been washed, and I am so pleased with how this turned out, and I'm very happy that I actually stuck to it and got it done. And now Dion has this gorgeous luxurious jersey. So yeah, not much more to say about this one except for the fact that I'm so happy that it is done. My next FO is a beanie. This is the Muscle Burr beanie from Isolda. Probably, arguably, the most famous beanie pattern out there. It's worked from crown to crown in this beautiful, easy stockinette pattern. It's a gaugeless, meaning swatchless pattern, which I absolutely love because me and swatching, yeah, same page but different books, you know. I'm very pleased with how this turned out. I think Dion's going to wear it with the black facing out always, although when he did fit it on, he put the blue on the outside and it actually looked really cool because it looks like you have a little bit of a black brim. But yeah, very pleased with how this beanie turned out. He didn't want a folded brim, so I stopped a little bit short than what is suggested in the pattern for the adult medium. But yeah, very pleased with how this one turned out as well. I think the yarn that I used was African Expressions Joy, but I'm not entirely sure of the yarn composition. I know that I speak about this pattern in previous episodes as well. But yeah, very pleased with how this turned out. I think I used a 3.75mm and I've already casted on another one because yeah, like socks, you can't just make one muscle bird, you have to make them all the time. Yeah, I've casted on another one for me, even though we are heading towards the middle of summer. Nonetheless, it's such a fun knit and I totally get the hype around the pattern. I just get it. Now, let's jump into some new things. Alright, so the half finished objects that I have is this exciting one. So I knew that I wanted to partake in Socktober again. I'm part of the Boervrou, Mariette's DB Socktober, which is basically just a fun sock along. I mean, what's better than making socks? It's making socks with a bunch of other sock knitters. So yeah, or crocheters. Let me not judge the crocheters because me too, I am a crocheter. This is the Color Palette socks from, I don't recall the name of this lady. I'll put it in somewhere here. It's this cute color blocked little sections of color work. I think the original one is done in like a fade set. But yeah, very pleased with how this turned out. And this is the side of my color changes, because I still have to work with the ends. So you can see I'm very pleased with my color changing efforts. Yeah, overall this pattern has been such a joy to work, and I'm making this in the grey yarn. Is the sock base from Black Cat Dye Works called Smoke Signals, and then these color blocks are all the Knotty Habits Scrappytober yarn box. I got the sock base for that, and I have been enjoying every single second of it. Like, I literally can't wait in the morning to wake up to open up the packet to see what color comes next. So very pleased with how this sock is turning out. And I'm going to have two mismatched matching socks. Alright, let me just speak about the pattern real quick. It features a, what do you call this, twisted rib, half twisted rib, because you're only twisting the knit stitches, some big sections in plain stockinette, and by the way, this is a free pattern, some textured sections, which is very basic, twisted rib again, a slip stitch heel flap and heel turn at gusset, and then on the foot I have omitted the textured bit at the bottom of the foot, which in the pattern you do that right around. But I also adjusted the toe to do a normal rounded toe. I'm not sure what kind of toe is used in the pattern, but I opted to do the normal rounded one that I always do. And yeah, I'm working this on 9-inch circulars, which has become my absolute favorite way of knitting socks, and I literally can't put this down. On that note, my first whip is the second sock in this pattern. So as you can see, they'll be a little bit mismatched, but that's all part of the fun. Alright, so done with the cuff, done with the first color. I've added the first row of, or not row, the first section of texture, and I'm onto the second color, and I am just loving every single second of this. Can't put it down. Favorite way to knit socks, the 9-inch circulars. By the way, this is the Addy sock and window ones. I speak about them at length in all of my other episodes because honestly, my favorite way to knit socks. And I've just been loving the, oh, that's my washing machine. Let me just go switch that off real quick because it's gonna keep on beeping. Yeah. I've just been loving every single second of these little skeins of goodness that you get from that box. I opted to go for the Blossoms box, which is a box filled with colors inspired by blossoms. Alright, and I think blossoms, right? When you see the sock you think blossoms. I've just been loving every single color that I've been getting in here, and I'm excited for all the others to come. So yeah, color palette socks in grey and blossom. Right, the next whip is an exciting one. It's a crochet whip, and I can't put this down. I just want to get it done. Okay, so I know it looks a bit funky. These are couch pillows, y'all, because I'm going to be making a tiny couch for Leo, who's the pupper that crept into my heart. Yeah. I finished the two little couch pillows. I've done, oopsie, the couch base. Alright, so what happens is you cut out some foam pieces to make the couch, and then you crochet all these little bobs and bits, and then you crochet that over or secure it over the foam bits that you've made. So this piece is the piece that goes at the bottom, right around the bottom. So you'll join this at the bottom of the couch, and then it gets a little frill, and then it gets a little couch cover too. So yeah, Leo is getting a couch. So pillows done, base done, and I've just started with the actual couch cover. Okay, so this I'm making in KAL Yarns' Pool Skin Double Knit, and this is one of their newer colorways. I think they launched a whole range of new Poolskin colors, which is the print colors like this. It's a little bit variegated. End of last year if I'm not mistaken, and this is in the colorway Swamp Monster, and I can't put this down. I just want to get it done. It's so cute. This will be the second couch that I make. The first couch I made for Dion's sister's cat, and it was such a fun project to make. And like, isn't that just the cutest thing? And I love the color pooling. I just love how this color pooled, and I think it's going to be so cute. Oh, and then I should insert a disclaimer here. All the yarns going forward that I speak of have been sponsored, because that's part of the exciting news, including this yarn. I signed a brand deal with the Wool Shop, which is this adorable wool shop in Kempton, and they are sponsoring some of my yarns. And I'm not the only one that can benefit out of this brand deal that I signed. You can benefit too. So a little bit of an advert, here we go. The Wool Shop, the yarn store that I partnered with is called the Wool Shop, and they have offered to give you guys a 5% discount as well. So whenever you use the coupon code ART at checkout, that's AARD, I'll put it here. Whenever you use this code at checkout, you can get a 5% discount. So I'm affiliated with them now, which means every time that you purchase from them using my code, I will get a 5% commission as well. So that's very exciting, and it would be phenomenal if you could go and just check them out, and if you have the means, support them as well. Yeah. So everything else here is sponsored, not all of it by the Wool Shop, some of it from KAL itself, which I've spoken about in the past, but yeah, just disclaimer, the rest of the podcast, wool is sponsored. Okay, so my second whip is also one that you haven't seen yet. By the way, all the other whips I frogged. I frogged the Ingrid sweater, I frogged the London tee, I frogged the sister scarf. Yeah, September was not a good month. It was a month filled with frogging, and I think it was needed. So my first spring/summer project for myself is this little mesh number, and I literally started this, when was it, Wednesday? I think Wednesday. Yeah, I started this on Wednesday, and I haven't been able to put it down. So it's just going to be this cute little mesh cardigan. I'm not sure if I'm going to add sleeves and call it a cardigan. I haven't decided where I'm going with this, but yeah, I am winging this, completely winging it. It's a basic drop shoulder construction, v-neck style little cardigan, and I do plan on crocheting a little it's not border, little button, I don't know, let's call it a button band, but I'm going to add just a string tie. So I'll probably maybe knit an I cord, or I'll crochet a cord, maybe a remaining cord. I think that would be cute on both sides, just to tie it at the front. I'm about halfway. I don't want to do this too cropped. I want to add a little bit more length, and then yeah, I'll decide on the sleeves. I think I should have enough yarn to make 2 full sleeves if I do decide to go that route, but if I don't, I'll just maybe put a little, what do you call this, armband. I think I'll just put a little armband in just to neaten the armholes up a little bit, which are very exciting. And I'm using this gorgeous colorway. Just look at that, look at the colors in there. It looks like a sunset. Does it not look like a sunset? And then yesterday, whilst I was scrolling Facebook, I saw this photographer that captured the I think it's called the Southern Lights. Yes, because of the solar flare, you could see the Southern Lights from Cape Town, and this colorway looked exactly like that. Just these gorgeous sunsetty tones. There's pink, there's a little bit of orange, there's a little bit of yellow, and I think it just looks amazing in this mesh stitch. So yeah, very fun. It is one of KAL Yarns' new colorways, which I was lucky enough to get 2 balls of. They are 250 gram balls, DK weight, and I'm using a 5.5mm crochet hook just to get that, oh look at that, just to get that drapiness going. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure where this whip will head, but I just know that I'm enjoying it and I'm having fun with it. The mesh stitch is one of my favorite stitches of all time. So yeah, my next whip is also one that the yarn comes from KAL, and this one is so exciting. I am making a petite knit pattern. This is the Maggie Cardigan. Now if you go look this pattern up, it is stunning, and I'm so happy that I'm achieving the results that I'm after. So let me just show you. It has got a lot of love, because the minute I frogged that Ingrid sweater, I knew that I needed to start something else just to refresh myself, and it's been getting a lot of love. It looks a little bit crinkled up because it's been in a bag, and it is all scrunched up because I don't have a longer cable needle. Oh, I don't have a longer cable for my needles, but yeah, there's the progress. You can kind of see that it looks like a cardigan. So this pattern features this gorgeous set-in sleeve. It's not actually a set-in sleeve. It's called, like, you learn a little bit every day, okay? I'm not going to pretend like I know what this was before I started, but it's a contiguous knit design, which means it gives the effect of a set-in sleeve, but it's not. Like, all of that is knit in one. So it's basically like a raglan, but the shoulder detail is gorgeous, super streamlined, and I love the way that this is knitting up. I'm using a new base from KAL, which is this gorgeous Charity 4-ply. So the normal Charity yarn that we know in South Africa, the one that we've come to know and love, they have made a 4-ply base, which gives you, I kid you not, 416 meters on 100 grams. So all of this knitting that I've done, all of this has been with a single ball, and I'm not even through the entire ball. I think I should be able to get through all of the raglan bits before I need to join a new ball, because I think I'm about 6 or 7 rows away from splitting for the sleeves. So just a note on this pattern, it is meant for a fingering or 4-ply weight yarn. I'm using my 3.5 millimeter needles. I'm working this exactly as per the pattern. It is meant to be a short sleeved cardigan, but petite knit. What is that lady's name? I can't remember now. But she does include instructions for adding long sleeves, and I think that's what I'm going to do, because my aim with this jersey, or this cardigan rather, is that it is for those summer nights, you know, just after it stormed and it rained and you just need something extra, something snuggly. That's the plan with this. So super pleased with how this is working out, and I know it's 100% acrylic. I am not against using acrylics, okay? I always say the most sustainable thing you can do is use what you have, and I'm not opposed to it. And look, like that stitch definition, it's gorgeous, it's worth it. Look at these raglans, they're stunning. You can't look at that, can't tell me otherwise. But yeah, very, very pleased with how this whip is coming along. This is also the whip that I take to work and that I work on during my breaks. That's why it's been getting so much love, and it's just a plain stockinette cardigan. What I figured out with this pattern though is that I'm starting to come to like what my style is. I think in the beginning I just wanted to cast on and crochet things and knit things and get them done, but I'm starting to hone in on what I need in my wardrobe and what I want in my wardrobe, and that's why I'm curating crochet and knitted pieces that I'm actually going to wear. Because the minute I frocked the Ingrid sweater, I knew that, okay, this is something that had to be frogged because it's something that I wasn't going to reach for as often. Okay, it wasn't the color, it was the texture and the color combined. I would still love to knit the Ingrid sweater. I think it's a staple piece in a wardrobe if you do end up knitting it, but your color choice has to be right. I think I took a statement color, which was that red. By the way, I've already planned something else for that. You'll have to wait and see, because I'm planning a little project vlog for that. But yeah, you can't take a statement piece like that and then try to knit it in a statement color as well. Just for me personally, that was not going to work in my wardrobe. So this purple is a statement color in my eyes, because I don't wear a lot of purple, although I'm trying to bring more purple into my life. I just think that I needed to slow down and figure out what it is that I wanted to knit, what it is that I want to crochet, because I can't just keep making things and then they end up in a cupboard because I'm never going to wear them. So yeah, I had a little bit of a self-discovery, and I had to think of the next things that I make for myself, that I knit or crochet, has to be something that I'm actually going to wear. So yeah, that's where I'm headed now. Hence the plain stockinette. What I like to think of as elevated stockinette, because that little shoulder shaping just brings something special to the garment, and the color, I mean, it's just beautiful. So yeah, rant over. The next whip is another purple one. This is with KAL Merino in the colorway, what is Amethyst. It's their double knit superwash merino base, and this yarn is also sponsored by the Wool Shop. And can you guess what this is gonna be? It's another Musselburgh. So I'm through the crown increases today. Actually, I put this over onto shorter circulars because I was magic looping it. I'm not a major magic loop fan, so I put them onto 16-inch cables, a 16-inch cable, apologies, and now I'm just going to keep going. So yeah, very pleased with how this is working out, very pleased with the color. I think the color suits me. I'm really falling in love with purples these days, so yeah, exciting times ahead. I'm going to make this one nice and long so that I can have the folded brim. Gaan jy ook blaf? Donkey. So yeah, exciting. Not much more to say except for the fact that I'm also doing this on 3.75mm needles, and very pleased with how this yarn is working up in the beanie. Right, then I told you I have some exciting news, and here it is. Drum roll please. I'm hosting my first ever KAL. I'm hosting a knit along though, and I have prizes for participating as well, which is so exciting. I literally decided this on a whim. Okay, I've made one colorwork jersey in the past, and I wanted to make another one this year, and we're in October already, so I was like, I need to get my ass into gear if I want to make another colorwork jersey. So I reached out to Sophie from the Knit Pearl Girl, and she releases a free pattern every year. The one that she released in 2022, the Haze Sweater, has been in my library forever. And as I was going through this process of frogging things that aren't going to fit my wardrobe, I also cleared out my Ravelry queue, and I removed some things that I realized are not going to fit into my wardrobe. And when I saw the Haze Sweater, I'm like, I need to make this one, and I need to make it now. So I reached out to her and I asked whether I could use her pattern to host a KAL, and she actually responded like almost immediately, and I had like a little fangirl moment. I was so excited, and she said it's absolutely fine. She's even willing to sponsor some of her patterns as prizes. So I never even thought of giving any prizes. I'm going to be honest with you, I never even thought of giving any prizes for the KAL, but when she said that, I was like, wow, I'm affiliated with the Wool Shop and I'm affiliated with KAL. Maybe I should get into touch with them and find out if they'd be willing to sponsor some prizes as well. You know, like there's no harm in asking. The worst thing they could have said was no, and then I'd move on and be like, okay, cool, but Sophie's still sponsoring prizes, so this is amazing. Anyways, they're on board, so now I have 3 prizes up for grabs. Okay, here's the deal. If you want to join this KAL, you have to go to my Instagram, check out my pinned post, and you have to comment on there saying that you're in, because then I'm going to send the pattern link your way, and we are all going to cast on the 1st of November. So the KAL is going to run from the 1st of November up until the 31st of December, and prizes will be drawn in the new year. Okay, now here's the catch. You don't actually have to finish the jersey to win a prize, because I wanted my initial intention with the KAL was to do a KAL as part of community building, like getting in touch with other knitters, getting in touch with beginner knitters who want to attempt colorwork pattern. And I think the haze sweater is the perfect beginner colorwork knitting pattern. And yeah, I think it was also a little bit selfish because it's been in my queue and I've been wanting to make it. So I'm very happy and I'm very excited to cast on. I've already ordered my yarn. I got it from, can you guess, the wool shop, and can you guess which brand? KAL yarns. Okay, so my main color, and for this one I'm actually trying to stay as close to pattern as possible, so I'll put a picture of the original sweater in over here and then you can see why my colors match perfectly, well almost perfectly. So I'm using KAL yarns 50/50. The main color will be cream. This is a 50% acrylic, 50% superwash wool. This is a DK weight and the pattern calls for an Aran weight, but I think that our South African DK yarn is pretty close to Aran, and I think we can fudge the gauge enough to get an Aran weight gauge from a DK weight yarn, and that's just what I'm going to do. And then my colorwork color is this gorgeous blue called Dark Jeans, which I think is just going to be absolutely stunning. So very close to the actual pattern, and like I don't want to wish the month away, but can November just roll on over, please? I'm very excited for the KAL. So yeah, if you want to join us in making a gorgeous colorwork sweater, remember to check out my Instagram and we can get it done. So yeah, that's all from me for all of my knits and my crocheting. What I do have to share lastly is a new book that I've started reading. Literally started this. My dogs are going crazy. I do apologize if you can hear them, and I think you might be able to. I'm sorry, but I have a husky. He can't bark, so I think the other dogs are trying to teach him how to bark. And they can be a little bit loud. No. Anyways, the book that I'm reading is called Gallery of the Dead, which is another Chris Carter book, a Robert Hunter book. Listen to the blurb. I know I always read the blurb and then I get so excited, but you just can't. Okay. 37 years in the force, and if I was allowed to choose one thing to erase from my mind, what's inside that room would be it. That's what an LAPD lieutenant tells detectives Hunter and Garcia at the ultra-violent crimes unit as they arrive at one of the most shocking crime scenes they have ever attended. In a completely unexpected turn of events, the detectives find themselves joining forces with the FBI to track down a serial killer whose hunting ground sees no borders, a psychopath who loves what he does because to him, murder is much more than just killing. It's an art form. Gallery of the Dead. I mean, if that does not sound intriguing, I don't know what is intriguing. But yeah, 13 pages in, and I love Chris Carter's writing. Exciting times. Thanks for watching, and if you like this content, please consider subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up. Stay hooked. Bye.